lets me handle his feet now, so we're good. You know.
And today we're working with grooming Ramzi because the owners seem to have a problem with groomers. They've had to have mobile groomers actually come out now and start handling him, and in fact they've switched over to just grooming him themselves now, and they found it necessary to sedate him in order to groom him. So we're just working on desensitizing him to being handled in a professional way, and this allows us to document that. So not only the YouTube viewers get to see a little bit about how this works behind the scenes, but the family gets to see that Ramzi can indeed be handled by strangers so long as they know how to be around him. They're not going to get chewed up on. You know? So far, we still have all of our fingers, and our toes are not exposed, so we still have all of our toes. And we're going to relocate in just a minute so we can give Ramzi a little bit of a bath. He's starting to come back down now. We still have a little bit of shaking going on in the legs, and that's just Ramzi learning how to cope with the situation in an entirely new way. And this has been, you know, this happens frequently when we desensitize them to sounds and things of that nature. And you know, when you see this little bit of shaking, this isn't fear, guys. This is the brain processing a new psychological way of being. All right. And you can see he's come down. We don't have very much of the shaking going on at all now, and he's come back down. He's not as bugged out. Now we're going to move forward to the next step, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Not gonna help me. You're a hug dog. That's what you are. I like hugs. Most little dogs do. Put you on the floor so I can get to your legs, though, okay? Go ahead.
Now we're on to some ear cleaning with Ramzi. See how he's going to do here. Help him learn that we know what we're doing. We're here to help him.
Doing good for an inside outside. Have a seat, killer. So you're gonna back up on me when we do this. I got a hold on your ear. You might choke yourself. Now what? Where are you gonna go? Nowhere. Because there's some discoloration in that. It might have mites, but I think it's just red mud right now.
You know, we have plenty of that out here in the courtyard.
Why do I get on your butt like another dog? Not fun. I know it tickles. Oh, you need your ear hair pulled. Okay. That could be what your problem is. Does it hurt? Let's find out. No, baby. for a second and get my cotton balls. That'll help for right now. Loosen up the dirt. It's probably his ear hair. Kid, I'm having a hormone rush. Eat Flash. Hot Flash. Should have known you have an issue with our ears, buddy. Alright. Alright, killer. This is the hard part. Getting him in here for a minute. Easy.
I got him.
He just bit me.
I know.
It's okay though. It didn't draw blood. He's okay. Actually, that was a good one. Good job, kid. Bigger dogs have tried.
Thankfully, we are not scared of the little choppers.
Nope.
And it's us not being scared and knowing how to move on through those little instances. Right there where you see Ramzi tried to get her.
You see your face. It is your ear hair. Which causes pain and discomfort.
Yeah.
So it could be harder for... Yep, it is his ear hair. Well, now that we figured that out. To roll through it, kiddo. I know it hurts, but...
They haven't been able to do this for him.
Ah, that could explain
this is part of the stuff that, when he starts snapping, nobody knows what to do.
Just need some help, that's all it is.
This is where we can come in, and those of you who are watching on video can see that I've got a good grip on the side of the nape of Ramzi's neck. And he's more or less immobilized. I mean, he can't reach over and snap us. So you see him trying to there. Okay, go ahead.
Cool.
And don't pay any attention to the noises that you hear. This is part of his drama fit that he's used to throwing.
You can't help it. It's cute.
The poor guy's got to have his ears cleaned,
Mm-hmm. It can cause a lot of problems.
Absolutely.
You see, kiddo. I think we're doing good so far. You might be okay for now. Just to chill on that. Let it rest. Let it rest. Yeah. Easy, killer. You ain't scaring nobody. You're gonna hurt your eardrum. Just saying. Nobody's hurting you but you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that's sore, kiddo.
Sure is.
Let me get some more Q-tips because the other one's probably just as bad. I didn't think so since you've been to the groomer. I guess they don't mess with your ears there, huh? That's bad news. Ear infections. Alright, kiddo. Yeah. That's what we're going to do the Humane Society. Never heard a dog yodel.
Yodeling Ramzi. But see, people hear those noises and they think, oh my God, something is wrong with the dog. And they'll stop, and then that empowers the dog from here on out. So that nobody in the future is able to mess with his ears.
Well, I'm not playing that, kiddo.
Thankfully, his owners found camp dog trouble.
Seriously, this is bad juju in his ears here. They were a little dirty. Maybe, possibly ear mites, but I'm not sure yet. I don't see any blood, but there's probably a lot of buildup, huh? Yeah. Cool noise, though. So intimidating. I know. Those little tiny notches in there. Makes me very angry that somebody didn't get these sooner. There's the hair. Sweet. We're almost clear, buddy. Look at there. Just right. Go.
We're going to give him a little rest for a minute so he can come down and see that everybody's cool.
That's okay.
There went the cotton.
That's okay. That one's been in there a minute. Let's get your ears. Does that hurt? No, not at all. Plan of action here, buddy. I'm hoping it's just that ear, because this ear's not as hot as the other.
Okay.
But it could be because he was wrestling against that. But yeah, that ear's actually cleaner. So this won't take as long.
Good deal.
I got your cheek, just so you know. Good job. You're gonna start that crap too? Thank you, sir. I wonder how many times I gotta clean yours before you stop making noise.
Hang on. Let go.
Got him now?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Had a little too much of the kennel lead in my fingers there.
What is that? I hate being a groomer. Really, because you have to be the first person to tell if there's a medical issue. And you don't want to sound mean by saying, well, there could be something wrong.
Right.
I wouldn't tell white dog in there, though. That's not normal. Should be all pretty and pink.
That definitely doesn't look as bad.
Not near as bad. I'd have that checked for mites, though, just in case. It should not be more dirty than the other one. Unless you like to roll on that side, killer. I hear ya. I do. Noted. Okay. Start back. Wow, much better, Ramzi. You're good. too much this ear. Can't get down in there, babe. Thank you. Yeah, now we're good. I can see the little dent right here. Very good. Tickle's actually down there, huh? That's the coolest noise in the world. Alright, one more stick just to make sure we're clean, okay? I feel like in the doctor's office. It's really hot in here.
Yeah, you can see why lots of groomers would probably be scared away by situations like this.
Right here. Same area. Alright, killer. I think you're free to rest for a minute because I did mess with your ears down deep in there to make sure we got it all. Let's dry it out. I know, killer. That's gotta tickle. Your hair getting cold. Here we go. Yep. Golden. You need to rest though. Because that sucked. I'm sorry, buddy. Had to be done.
We get it as a massage. Just relax and calm down. So that he learns that these awful experiences lead to massage.
Good stuff.
Get to reward for being good and for making it through.
Yep, you're good. I know, you look at me like I'm the evil one, but hey, in all reality, I'm the good one.
Shake it off.
Don't fall, please don't fall.
And Ramzi just got a treat for making it through the first part of the experience.
You did good.
And even though we had an attempt, we still have all of our fingers.
Yep, we're whole.
Yeah.
Still wet, the hole.
Still wet. All right.
All right, this is the fun part.
Move forward here. Now, noises bother Ramzi a lot, so we've been desensitizing Ramzi to vacuum cleaners and whistles and all sorts of noises that set him off. So, this is our first experience seeing what's going to happen with the sound of the clippers.
I gotta turn it up a notch.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I already did it. My bad. Went straight to the hardcore. Vibrate them fingers.
Yep. Now what we're going to do in this session is we're pretty much just going to expose him to the sounds, and then we're going to kind of go through the motions of doing some clipping and pretend like we're giving him a trim job, but we're not really going to give him a trim job. We're just desensitizing him to this whole process.
You know that's what's making the noise.
Hey! Hey!
Those are short clippers, be careful. Cut to the skin.
Hey! Now you see his level of intensity increasing, his eyes are starting to bug out a little bit. We want him to know that he can't look with that intensity at the clippers. He's got to learn that this is not going to hurt him. He's got to learn that this is perfectly okay. Now, Ramsey's response to everything that he's unsure of is to turn around and attack it. Whether it's a vacuum cleaner, whether it's black shoes. Now, this shaking is psychological. This is good. This is what I want to see. I want to see Ramsey moving through his usual psychological response, which is attack that which he can't see. And the purpose of this exercise is so that, when people come back and groom him in the future, when they come around behind his head with clippers, they're not going to lose a finger. As you've seen, Ramsey has tried to get us several times here. And this is just so that he gets the experience of how to be in a different state of mind around clippers, and around ear cleaning, and around bathing, and around all of these things. You notice Ramsey's giving me solid eye contact right now because I've been conditioning him when he's unsure, when there's a scary noise and he's not sure what to do, to look to the human to find out what to do. Now, obviously, if the human's panicked in this state, then the dog is going to get panicked in this state. But as you see, because he looked at me and he learned, okay, I don't have to be afraid. I'm just going to sit here and ignore. You can see that we're now able to more successfully maneuver this around Ramsey without having an attempt at a finger. Now for today, that concludes grooming of Ramsey. We will have another session of grooming. Whether or not we get it on video, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to or not. But this is just an example of how we work with a dog who's got issues at groomers and afraid of groomers and is afraid of the noises and the sounds and the handling. We saw that Ramsey had sensitive ears. He was sensitive about being handled on his backside here, and that the clippers were an issue of fear for him. And when he couldn't see what was going on, he turns around and nips. Now, we have him successfully ignoring clippers, and that's what we want. In the 4 modes a dog has, fight, flight, avoid, submit. In this situation, we want avoidance. All right, we don't want fight. We don't want you to run away. You don't have to submit to the noise. We just want you to ignore the noise completely. Avoid it. And just sit there. You see, the shaking is reduced now. And because he's coming back into a normal state, we're going to go ahead and hook him up with another treat because he's been doing so good today. And guys, I want y'all to tune in next time. Remember to rate the videos, subscribe, share my videos on YouTube and Twitter, and head on over to www.dogtrouble.net. If you're having any and all kinds of behavior problems with your dog, I'm the guy that can help you.